Everybody, it's good to be here, and it's so wonderful to be with families and friends. And I know that if there's anything we've been waiting for, is this moment in time. And I'm just grateful that Reverend Pastor Mrs. Jeged are able to enter at the best moment. You are welcome, sir. You're welcome. So I'd like to welcome everybody one more time. Well, on this note, I'd like us to welcome a very lovely lady. You see, in life, a lot of us have influence, but not many people use it. And some think that life is forever, but life is not a rehearsal. One of the things the author that you'll be meeting tonight has made us to know and understand is to cherish the moment. So tonight, please, help me to welcome and appreciate a very dear friend. I've not called you yet, sit down. That's what friendship is like, isn't it? A very dear friend who has personally made a point to be a voice for many. There are many of us, we walk past people that need help, and we just go away and smile and say, oh, I hope somebody will help them. But Margaret has never looked away at any need that she came across unless she's not aware of it. So tonight, please help me to welcome Margaret Taribo! Think they know you, but not many people do know you. A lot of times what we realize that we know of people, but we don't know them. And tonight is your night to let people know who you really are. Not just what you do to me. We'll leave that one till after. But we would like to know what drives you, Margaret. Why did you become a voice in our time?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for honoring me today. I really appreciate you. And thank you, OBA. The question really is, it's multifaceted. I think it stems from way back. When I tell my story, I was born in this country. I left when I was 9 years old. I came back in my 30s. And being a parent and seeing what was happening, what I went through, and the fact that I've always loved working with people, but then I started understanding as a community worker in West Greenwich so many years ago that there are needs out there. And one of the things I experienced was that when they're invited, as people from our community, they're invited to join activities or events, they shy away because they feel they're not included. They feel intimidated. They feel that they don't have a part of it. And people say, oh, we've got this for you. And then we also find out that people are imposed on people from our community. So that gave me the drive to say, you know what, let me be a voice, not just be a voice, but also to handhold people that won't necessarily attend the program. They said, no, there are too many white people there. They can't go there. It's not for us. But I had to take a step and say, you know what, it can be done. So that's what drives me.
Wow, thank you so much, Margaret. Did you hear that? There are not many people that will do that will know of something and literally work towards making sure that it is solved. Margaret, you have become not just our pride, but you have become a voice for us all in diverse ways. You have cried with many. We can testify, and many people in the auditorium today can say that they've become a better person because of you. And we just want you to know that we celebrate you, Margaret. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
When they said meet the author and the author was coming, I had to be looking, where is she? Because I was looking for a different person. Somebody in that picture, but no, Margaret. You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, the other question I think a lot of people would like to know is that, do you do this by yourself? Who works with you on this project? Because you have, like you said earlier, it's now no longer just a need, but it's become a project and it's become a cause where you run with. Could you tell us in 3 different areas people that support you to make this a reality?
I'd just like to say, before maybe coming home to those that have really been a part of it, I'd like to say thank you, because there are people here, in fact, 2 of the speakers here tonight, I worked with them for so much. She's going to say it, I don't need to. But these are people that, no man is an island. And the more you get to know people, the networks start building up. You start understanding. For me, one of the struggles I had is maybe the language, because sometimes I didn't understand the jargon. Some people were there to help me understand that this is what policy or politicians are talking about. So that helped me take another step of it to say, okay, we can do it this way. But apart from that, I have a wonderful team as well. I want to say thank you to everybody. I have my senior pastor here. He's been a mentor as well. I want you to please help me appreciate Reverend Dr. Lanre Jegede. When I never knew how to use a computer or I didn't know, like that's why I said it's what I do. When you're breastfeeding and you're pushing the computer with one hand, doing your assignments, he was there to actually help me with my IT skills as well. And then he's mentored me for so many years. So I appreciate him. I appreciate the fact that I've met Councillor Sonny Lam seated there. These are people that have. Thank you, sir. The encouragement. I think I met Sonny Lamb some years ago. And then he actually I got an award through his charity then. And, there are people, I've got my directors as well, the parents, because one of the things I do, I try not to think that you can do it alone. So when you mentor parents, they can actually become your colleagues. So the parents I've mentored are now my colleagues. So I have them here who are directors of the organization I run. So I want you to help me appreciate Kemi, Femi, and I have volunteers. You see the young people at the back. At one point in time, they volunteer. So I want to appreciate them. And I want to appreciate even the fact, I want to appreciate you because you,
really?
Yes, because one of the skills I started developing is networking. And I think that is what I appreciate you for, the networks, because no man is an island. You hear from here. I remember TLS, we were walking in the park doing exercise last year and we got talking. It wasn't just for the talking of the book itself. It was what we can do for our young people. And today, we are proud to say that we have a club for young people called Young, Creative and Empowered. So I want to say, so it's an ongoing thing. I have so many people I want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to my husband, David.
I was waiting for that. Really. I've waited so long for that.
You see, he believes in me, and it's like sometimes you feel the people feel a bit insecure, but he says, no, I'm supporting you in this. What do you want to do next? Even today, I remember that he was ironing some t-shirts and things like that. He was doing all that for me, and I want to appreciate it because he has stood by me. So there's so many, the networks are massive. So I want to say thank you to everybody, everyone here, my children. When I'm working, they're, it's like, mommy, what are you doing? When they, even as old as they might be, they're not old to me anyway, but it's like, you're working too hard. I might be on the computer from morning to night, but they believe in me. So I want to say thank you to them. And yes, and I have to say thank you to my maker, the Lord God of all, because without him, I could never have done it. Can I also say there are some people here? There's some people over there as well. I'd like to appreciate some colleagues from Sodok Adult Learning Service. You know, even when the book came out, it's like I was a bit timid to share, but they said, "No, Margaret, we're proud of you. You've done us proud." So my colleagues from Sodok Adult Learning Service want to say thank you.
Wow. Now, getting to why we're here tonight. You mentioned that you like to be a voice, especially with people that doesn't seem to have the boldness or can't go out there or talk to anybody because they don't feel they'll be heard. And now you have become that voice. Could you tell us what drove you to write this book amongst many other books that you could have written on? Margaret, you're so gifted and talented. You could have written 1 million topics, but you chose this one. Why this one?
You heard Rukayat just a few minutes ago. You heard about Rukayat's story. Rukayat, she just sent me, immediately she finished online, she sent me a text just now and said, "Auntie Margaret, I'm getting emotional." And when she spoke, it gave me, I felt a sense, I still feel a sense of fulfillment, and because she's one of many. Many times I see parents, in fact, there was one even last week, and I said, "Write something about your proposal." And she kept quiet, and she didn't want to say anything because, "I didn't want to tell you because I couldn't, I don't have the confidence to do it." I said, "But that's the reason why we need to talk." And there's some of them that they've been around for a long time, they bottle up, there's domestic violence, there are housing issues. Language also has been a problem for so many of our families. They might even be speaking English, but then they're not speaking the English because the system has not allowed them to, or has refused, I don't want to say, refused in quote, to understand what they're talking about. We've had people, Felicia is a witness to this. When we go to the homeless unit and a member of staff is spraying air freshener over the room and saying, "There's a smell in here. There's a smell in here." And that parent says, "I'm not going back there. This is a homeless person. I'd rather sleep on the street than go back there." So many times people are being offered help, but they're not being helped. And this is what drives me. I tend to challenge it. I've sat with parents with social services because they've already put them in a box. They've stereotyped them and said, even if it's a male parent, they'll tell them, "No, this is the way we see you, this is the way you are." And then they feel intimidated. Last week, Friday, I was on a session with dads, and you could hear the stories they were telling that they've already classed us. They've already said that we are aggressive. So what's the hope for us? We should just sit back and let the system just do what they want to do. I said, no, that is not it. So these are just a few things as people of colors, people from our community that said, no, we don't just have to sit back, but we can challenge things in an assertive way to let people know that we do have a voice. So I choose to be that voice in the little way I can, and working with people, partners, professionals that will see it. And that's the reason why I wrote this book, so that people will be aware that there's much more than what they see. And people will say, oh, there can't be that can't be true. I want to tell them that it is true. Thank you.
Wow. You could hear the passion. She's never said anything about doing this book or writing because of money. She could have written on prosperity. She could have even written on meeting the big boss, because I know the big boss. But no, she wrote about that woman that's crying. She wrote the heart of that lady that nobody seemed to listen to. She interpreted somebody's story. Oh, please, let's appreciate Margaret. Great stuff. So, and lastly, Margaret, could you tell the audience why you think they should not only buy the book, not only read the book, but also put it in somebody else's hand? Not just for themselves now, but why should somebody else be aware of what the content of this book is?
Thank you very much. I think the key thing here is awareness. Many times we hear things on the media, but we don't see it. So reading it, it's not just about you having the book for yourself. I was in one of the children's centers just last week. They requested quite a large number of the books so that they can use it as a learning aid, because now they're realizing that the family support workers or people working with parents might not have a clue of how to work with people from our community, from Africa, from Asia. They might have been trained, social workers might have been trained in a particular way, but they need to understand that we all come from different backgrounds. We need support in there. So it's about tailoring issues, whether it's with child protection issues, whether it's with housing. How do we support parents? That is why this book was written, to create that awareness and to let families, people know there's always hope.